everybody. Thank you so much for joining us on the webinar here today. We are excited to dive in. First of all, my name is Margaret Henney. I'm the Director of Marketing here at CoVideo. Before we get started, while my colleague Graham is showing her screen here, I just wanted to tell you, first of all, how excited we are about this new release. It's absolutely our biggest update yet to the mobile app. And the reason we made it is because of all of you, from the feedback that we got from people, the input. We take that very seriously. We've been working hard to make a lot of changes here and improvements. I think the biggest things that you're really going to notice are a lot of the functionality that was maybe only available through the desktop of CoVideo before is now available on the mobile app. Both the iPhone and Android are going to look and feel almost identical, and the experience is going to be very much the same as what you already have within CoVideo on the desktop application. So it's going to be a much more seamless user experience from one device to the next. So with that, I'm going to hand it over here in just a second. Couple things on downloading it. So for iPhone users, it should be available for you to download now. So go into your app store, go ahead and do that download. For Android, you may or may not see it. Android's a little bit funnier. They'll do a slow rollout. I think we're rolled out to about 30% of Android users right now. So if it's not available at this moment, don't worry. It should be fully rolled out to all Android users by about Monday or Tuesday of next week. If for any reason you're having issues with that, of course, let us know. That's what our support team is here for, to help you out with. And also, if you've got questions, go ahead and throw those into the Q&A there. We may answer some of them in real time. Others we might hold until the end. So if we don't address them right away, don't worry. We'll definitely get to all of them before we wrap up here. One last thing. Oh, I know what it is. Be sure to stay to the end if you can. We are recording it so we can share it out afterwards as a resource for you. But if you can stay on to the end, we also have a couple new exciting features on our roadmap that are be coming soon that I will be telling you about. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to my colleague, Emily, and she's going to start walking us through.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Margaret. All right, guys, so we're going to go ahead and get logged into the new version of the app here. And as you can see, everything from here is pretty much the same. So just enter your username and your password. Nothing really has changed here. And upon logging in, you guys are going to be brought to your main video library. So everything kind of looks the same here as well. We will be covering a few of the newer features that we've had previously just available on the website that are now accessible on the mobile app as well. So at a quick glance here, again, it's just your video library. You can record right there down from the bottom. And then as we move up towards the top, we're going to be covering the files and boards feature as well. So if you guys are not familiar with files and boards, it's one of our features that we previously had as an add-on. So you guys can add this feature onto your account, but it basically gives you guys the ability to upload any files. So documents, PDFs, PowerPoint presentations, anything really, you guys can upload those to your accounts, and then you can easily add those as calls to action buttons. So you can include those on your videos as well. We also have the boards feature. So if we go over to this tab here, the boards feature is a collection of files and documents that you guys can add. So you can add them all within the same board. You can share them with your team members, but that way it will only create one link for multiple files and boards that you can add as a call to action button as well. So that is new. Previously, we just had that available on the website. You can add them right here from the mobile app now. All right, and then with the main video library, you guys will also notice that your video libraries, you have that full screen video view, but you can change this into a smaller thumbnail view. So you can see more videos available to you on the main screen here. So you've got that thumbnail option. You can also view the date that the video was recorded or uploaded, the amount of views that each video has, and then you can also view if you've tagged any of your videos, you'll see those tags there as well. All right, now we are going to be moving on to the three dots there. So when you guys click on those three dots, it's similar to the Android and iPhone both have those three dots over to the right of all of your videos. So when you guys click on that, this page is going to pop up here. And as you can see, a lot of these features that you see here were previously added on the older version of our app. But a couple I do want to point out are the one right up the top, view details. That is going to give you the ability to kind of edit the appearance. You guys can view comments and reactions, turn on your captions and edit those. So we will be covering that a little bit more in depth here later on. Towards the bottom, we also have a voiceover feature. So this feature is new to the app. Recently, it was only available on the website. But this voiceover feature is great for if you have maybe a video that the audio is not the best on. Maybe you are recording a vehicle walk around, or you are in an area that is really loud. They can't hear what you're saying. You guys can replace that audio and totally record over that. It's also great if you want to add, like, use the same video, like visuals, but maybe add a personalized experience. And you can use that same video over and over again and add that person's name. You can add anything that you would like to just to personalize that for the person you're sending it out to. So you can totally replace this audio with this feature. We are going to go click on the view details option. So in the view details right up here at the top, if you click on that pencil icon, it is, sorry, let me skip ahead here a little bit, guys. So it's gonna take you right to the Manage tab. So on this Manage tab, if you guys ever need to change the video title, if you need to manage and add tags to your videos, you can do that from here. And then you can also edit those video attributes as well. Going over to the next tab, we're gonna go into the analytics for that video. So in the analytics, you guys can view a little bit more info here on the mobile app that we previously didn't have, such as viewing the hotspot details. So the hotspot details give you a more in-depth look into how engaged your viewers are. So you can see like which portions of the video they're watching. You also can access the CTAs, so you can see which buttons they are clicking on as well. Next tab over, we're going to go over to the appearance tab. So from here, you guys can change up that video player color, the play button position, change the text color if you need to. You can also trim videos from here. So if you ever need to trim out the beginning or the end, maybe you're looking down and hit the stop button, you guys can trim that out here from the mobile app as well. Next tab over. We've added this to the mobile app. It was previously only available on the website. You guys can add annotations. So if you ever need to add a text or an image on your videos, you can easily do that right from your phones now. Another new feature is our captions feature. So if you guys ever need to add captions and edit those so people can read along with what you are saying, that's now available on the mobile app. Next feature is our reaction feature. So you'll have reactions with emojis, comments. So if anybody leaves any of those on your videos, you can view those now from the mobile app as well. And then the last feature in here is our security feature. So if you guys ever need to add an extra layer of security onto your videos, you can password protect those videos. So you can turn this feature on, create a new password, and then they will have to enter that password in. So again, this was a feature that was previously only available on the website. All right, so we're going to go back over to the main library now. So from here, we're going to go through the recording options. So if we click on that red record button down there, it's going to pull this screen up, and there are some differences for iPhone and Android. So I'm going to be covering the iPhone version. My colleague Kirsten is going to be walking through the differences with Android. So to get started with iPhone, you guys still have that same recording option. So you're going to have that front-facing camera and the rear-facing camera that you guys can swap back and forth between. One really, really cool feature we will be showing later on is the second option here. So record with your front and back camera at the exact same time. It's so cool, great for vehicle walkarounds, property tours, or if you're showing a product that you're trying to show to your customer, you can show that, but also still maintain that selfie or face-to-face connection. And then lastly, for iPhone, we do have a screen recording feature on the mobile app as well. So if you ever need to record something on your screen, maybe walk through an application, if you want to show like an image or anything like that, you guys can record your screen. Previously, this was only available on the website and with our Chrome extension, but it's now available on the app. All right, so I'm going to now pass it over to my colleague, Kirsten. She's going to walk through the Android here.
Thank you, Emily. I'm one of the only ones on the team that has an Android. I know we've got a few customers as well. So I want to kind of point out the differences when it comes to the new features we have now available, which are screen recording and camera plus screen recording. So just like you can do on our website, if you wanted to pull up your Android and record what you're showing on screen, and you can show your camera portion really small on the phone as well. So kind of like we're doing right now, we are recording our screen, but also our cameras at the same time. The only difference that you'll notice between iPhone and Android is Android does not support dual cameras recording at the same time, but we do have camera and screen recording. So very cool. All right, let's go ahead and we'll play this video. One thing I do want to mention is that when you record with camera, whether you're on iPhone or Android, we now have the teleprompter feature built into the mobile app. So once you press record with camera, we'll see here in just a moment. In the top right, the three dots will allow you to access the teleprompter where you can quickly type up a script and read it like you're a newscaster, but it won't look like you're actually reading from a script. So that's the whole goal of the teleprompter. And then last but not least, in the bottom right, you'll see a more section with 3 horizontal lines in the very bottom right. It's where the profile used to be. So once you click on this, you'll have access to all of your contacts. If you plan to email out of CoVideo, you'll be able to see existing contacts as well as add new contacts and group them in any specific way so that you can easily email them from CoVideo. We also have the design tab, just like you'll see on our website, where you'll have access to all of your different landing pages, your custom designs, and the ability to edit those clickable buttons on the bottom called CTAs. So you'll be able to have access to everything just like you do on our website. And right below that, we do have the quality settings. So if you wanted to go into your app settings and change from standard to HD or vice versa, or Wi-Fi, data, Bluetooth, all of that good stuff. We've got the profile section right below it, so you can edit your profile preferences, any contact information. And then admins actually have the manage user section. So if you have a team of CoVideo users and you have admin access, you'll be able to see your entire roster list, add and remove users as needed, as well as see all of their reporting analytics and stats. So I'm going to open it up now and kind of see what our chat looks like, what questions everybody has, and if there's any specific feature you guys want to jump back into and kind of focus on.
Thanks, Kier. Hey, a couple things that I wanted to mention because I've been monitoring the chat there. By the way, guys, if you do have questions, put it in that Q&A. I saw someone raised their hand. Unfortunately, I can't unmute you. So if you've got a question, type it in there in the Q&A for me. Someone mentioned that they weren't seeing the app in the App Store, but once they removed the app and re-downloaded it, the new version is what showed up for them there, at least on their iPhone. So a pro tip for you, it's sort of that classic, shut it off and shut it and then turn it back on again. So if you're not seeing it, go ahead and uninstall the app and then reinstall it. I think there was something else that I was going to mention here as well. Someone just asking, are we notified when we receive a comment? That's a great question. You can actually determine what notifications you want in your notification center. So if you want a notification or an email about that when someone comments, you can get an email that goes straight to your inbox. Some people don't want an email every time there's a comment or a reaction, so you can toggle that on and off. I personally think it's a great idea to make sure that you're getting notified about that so you can respond to people in real time. Someone else just asked, are all these features the same as on the site? Yes, almost entirely. So there might be a couple differences here and there, but that was our primary goal with updating this mobile app, is to try to get it as close as possible to the experience that you're already having on the CoVideo desktop application. Great question. I've got a question here from someone that says, my subscription does not start until April the 10th. What login can I use to practice during this webinar? That is a great question. Regina, I will get with you. I'm going to send you my email address and I can get with you after this. So I'll go ahead and make sure that I send that to you here. And then Howie says, can you stop and restart when taking a video to make it look like it's seamless rather than having to take two different videos? Yes, you can. You can pause your videos. So you can pause it whenever you need to take a quick little break and then restart it during that same recording there. Obviously, if you're moving from one location to the next, there's going to be a tiny bit of a glitch if you're starting and then stopping in a different spot. So just keep that in mind, but should be fairly seamless if you're in the same spot. Regina, I'm going to send you my email address and you can send me a message and we can get together afterwards. Someone else says, I use an Android. I'm trying to send a text, but it's saying can't be delivered. Will Graham or Kier, will you guys get with him and get him the support number so we can take things offline? I'm not sure who you are because it says anonymous, but I encourage you to reach out to our support team. That way they can connect with you personally on a Zoom meeting and go over that, and we'll be able to ask you questions and help you troubleshoot in real time. Howie says, all you would do is hit the record button again. Yes, I believe that is correct. So when you're recording, it should be that same red record button. And then I believe next to it is a pause button. Actually, let's go ahead and for 1 second, Graham, do you mind reflecting your screen? What we showed you guys is the comparison of the apples to apples with the iPhone and Android. So that was a recording. Now we're going to switch to some live demo things so we can answer some of these questions in real time. I know specifically I would love for her to show you the simultaneous recording on front and rear camera. While we do that, we can also take a look at what it's like to pause that.
Absolutely. Okay. Are you guys able to see my screen okay on my phone?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so let's go through that pause and resume feature. So you will just select that red record option down there in the middle. Record with camera, we'll do that one. So that top option, guys, will pop up, give you that 3, 2, 1 countdown when we hit start. And then over to the left, you do see that pause feature there. So if we click on that, it actually just changes to a play button. So you won't hit that same button in the middle. That'll be your stop. So if you need to resume, just click play, and then it'll continue recording there. And then whenever you're done, just click that stop button. I hope that answers your question for the pause and resume. One feature we didn't show actually on the recording we had earlier was the front and rear facing camera, which is an amazing feature for iPhones now. So it's that second option there. So we click on that. I'm going to pop up here, and then we can also see at the same time, we see my rear facing camera. So whatever I'm showing, let's start. There's that 3, 2, 1. And you guys can also move yourself around. So if you are in the way of something, take your finger, just drag yourself around as needed. I don't see a pause feature on this option here. We might be adding that in the future, but whenever you guys are done, just click stop. Now you can merge clips together. So if you do end up needing to pause and you're using that feature, you can use our merge feature to combine those two clips.
Yeah, that's a great call, Emily. Also, I wanted to mention a pro tip for you guys when you are doing the merging. Make sure that you click those videos that you want to merge in the order that you want them to appear. The reason I say that is, I don't know about you, but I kind of have some fat fingers and it's difficult to drag and drop the clips around. So probably the easiest way to do it is to click them in the order that you want them to appear when you're doing that merge feature. The other thing that Emily, when she was showing you there, that's really cool about that simultaneous recording is you can also, you'll notice that there's still a flip option available to you. That would make her camera larger. So as she just did right there, you can switch between which one is going to be the most prominent on there. Thanks for showing that, Graham.
Yep. So you just swap it right there.
I think we also had a question a second ago about scripts for the teleprompter. That is a great question, and it is something that we are working on. So that way you can easily copy and paste and upload them. Right now, it is manually typing it in, at least on the mobile app. That's not the case on the desktop. You can upload those, record and save them and use them at any time. So that's something that we are working on improving, at least on the mobile app version of that. Awesome. It looks like it's paused on your screen here, Graham. I don't know if there's a way to close out of it.
Okay, let me stop sharing and reshare.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No worries. It looks like I've got a couple more questions here. I know we can track who opened and watched your video by email. Is it in Works to be able to capture who viewed it by cell number? That is a really good question, Mitch. I know that that's possible when you are using SMS, but not when you are just like sending it to them as, say, maybe like the copy and paste version. And I bet our support gals can maybe answer that question better if you guys want to jump in and type that to them or answer it in real time. But that's a great question. Thanks, Mitch. Stan says okie dokie. I haven't heard someone say okie dokie in a long time. Stan, I love that. Let's see.
And I just noticed something as well. If we have any Android users, you can paste into the teleprompter script.
That's nice.
Yes.
That makes that a lot easier. And I love the teleprompter feature. It is so easy. So then you don't have to worry about memorizing scripts. And it makes it feel much more natural, especially if you've got a longer video that you're going to be recording there. Oh, Graham, I know one other thing I wanted you to show them real quick, if you don't mind, is when you click on that plus button there in the top right-hand corner of your screen, this is where you can upload videos and photos from. So that would go, of course, to your files section if it's just going to be photos. But for your videos, if you've got stuff on your native device and you want to get those uploaded, that's where you would add that from. Awesome. One of the other things that I know is going to be really exciting to a lot of people is just more easily managing your users. You can manage your users now. So if you are an admin and you have a team of people that you're working with, it makes it a lot easier to add or remove or change roles here. And that's going to be done within the editing profile section of your account. As you can see, you can add them right there by clicking on create. If you go back maybe one more for me, Graham. I'm sorry, Emily. We all go by last names here, guys. The other thing I wanted to point out, I guess we talked about this a little bit, but I don't know about you. I am very relieved under the design tab where I can edit and update my landing pages as well as my CTAs from here. I'm constantly changing my calls to action, and this makes it really simple to be able to do that straight from here. Same thing for your social CTAs. You can edit those as well as website overlay if that's something that you guys are using, and it's such a fun feature. So I hope that you are. Let's see. It looks like some folks are raising their hand. If you've got a question, go ahead and type that in the Q&A. Just because, again, I'm sorry, I can't unmute you here. So probably the best way to get your questions answered is typing it into that Q&A section. I don't see any new ones, at least at the moment. But if there's anything else that you guys would like us to go over, be happy to do that right now. Here, anything that we're missing from the Android side of things?
I do want to bring up something that I saw in the chat, and I think it may be a question that we get more and more often. So at the bottom of the app where it says SMS, we have two different SMS options. One of the chatters had said they tried to use the SMS feature and it said message not delivered. That SMS feature is actually something that we set up on your end for you to use a local masked phone number. So the SMS portion at the bottom, we may update the verbiage on that because I could see where it would be confusing. However, it's a very cool feature to where if you don't want to text from your real cell phone number, you can actually text message from the number we have provided you with, similar to WhatsApp, but a lot cooler. Now, if you wanted to text from your native texting platform using your carrier's texting, whether it's iPhone or Android, you'll actually want to click on the share option. So when you click on share and then you click on share again, all of your apps appear, and that is how you can actually text message through your own carrier as opposed to our SMS feature, which we can always enable and set up for you.
Thanks, Kira. I think that answered Glenn's question. Hopefully Glenn had a question. How do I send a text from within the system? So that should probably answer that, Glenn. If not, or if you need some more details on that, let us know. Howie says, when you run into trouble and call into support, are you doing something like a screen share that could assist the CoVideo user? Of course we are. We've got a great team here that is so dedicated. They're happy to share their screen. Obviously, we can't reflect your mobile app on there, right? So that's a little bit trickier, but you can always hold that up to the camera or to the camera when we're on screen together. There's got a nice shot of me and my fiance. Or we can also share ours so you can walk along in real time and see what's going on. Carl had a question. He says, how can you set up an auto response video for our internet inquiries? That's a great question. It kind of depends where you want to do that from, Carl. If you are already using an auto responder within maybe your CRM or something like that, it's really easy. You just record that video. You would use the CRM copy and paste, and then you can copy that directly into that auto responder. That's a great pro tip for people who aren't already doing that, to get FaceTime with them, let them know, hey, you caught us after hours, but we're going to be getting back with you as soon as we're back in the office. So hopefully that answers your question there. Again, for anyone, if you need more specifics, we can always dive in with you on a individual support call. Couple other things I'll go and try to answer here. Someone says, sorry, regarding the script or text, does the app record what we are saying and display it as text, and we can move into a document to be sent out? That's a good question. I understand what you're saying here. So for the teleprompter, that is something that you would type in. It's not recognizing what you're saying. If you want to read a script or maybe have bullet points for what you want to say. Now, we also have captions, though. I think captions is probably what you're talking about. Captions are auto-generated and it's AI. So as you use it more, it gets to know your voice and does better all the time. It's amazing. I love it for accessibility reasons. So you can go ahead and transcribe your videos in real time and decide, hey, yeah, I want to turn that on for my viewers. You also have the ability to download those files. I think it's called an SRT file. So if you want to download that and use it in other places, you can do that as well. And that would display across the screen as you're talking on your video for your recipients. Great question. Stan says, let's see. Wait, I missed quickly. Do we have a new interface made, and how much again does it cost? My son is now partnered with me, so I have to add him into my personal template. I don't know that I understand your question. Landing page is possibly landing page. Oh, okay. I think I understand your question there, Stan. If you reach out again to our support team, if you need a completely new branded landing page, we can do that for you. It's a $250 fee for that update if it's a complete redo for you. If it's just small changes, there's a slightly smaller fee for us to make those changes for you. Walt says, great job. Thanks, Walt. When we delete the original app and upload the new app, is it CoVideo Business app? New functionality, not on iPhone. When I did that, could be user error. You know, I'm not sure what it says in the App Store. Graham, could you look that up and see how that is appearing for you? And then, oh, I forgot your screen sharing. Sorry, we'll see you do it in real time. Let's see, Co-Video, and it'll say business underneath there, but it'll look just like this. So it'll have that, what we call Co-Video Hurricane, our logo on there. So if you're still having issues, let us know. Carl says, thank you, Carl, for joining us. Colin says, will you be able to start tracking videos sent in mass text? For example, who opens it and their CTAs? You know, that's a really good question. I'm not totally sure about that just yet. And the reason we do that is we have to send out an individual text to all those people to be able to see how they would be interacting with that on an individual basis. And right now we're not a mass texting platform. I don't see us as ever being a mass texting platform where you're sending that out to a ton of people. There are other providers out there. Now you can still use Co-Video within a mass texting platform, but for the most part, we are a one-to-one texting. So, you know, that's kind of what we really like to preach to people, is that one-to-one human communication. Anonymous says, when you send a text message, will this be done through our CRM or our personal number? That is also a really good question. And the answer is, it depends. It depends how you're sending it. So if you are using our SMS feature, it is done through one singular number that we identify to your entire dealership. Everyone is using that same number, so you can manage everything from there. So that way it's not being done through your personal number, which I think is really cool. If you want it to be through your personal number, you would use your native texting platform, and you would use, I believe, the share button. Is that right, Kier and Graham? And then you can send it through your own text. And then obviously if you're doing that, it's coming from your personal number. So I know there's some nuances there, if you will. If you want to learn more about that, again, I really recommend connecting with our support team on it. Oh, let's see. Jay says, for all to know, I've been a customer for 11 years. Thank you so much, Jay. That's incredible. That's longer than I've been with Co-Video, which has been 6 years. I've watched Co-Video mature from a seed to a flower. I'm 74, and all of you are likely to have parents in my age group. You're so sweet. I'm certain that your folks would appreciate checking in with you via Co-Video. That is so nice. Thank you, Jay. I really appreciate that comment. What Bluetooth device compatibility does the app have? I'm going to have to punt that over to my support gals, because I don't know that I can answer that question.
I recommend only having your Bluetooth turned on within our app if you're wanting to Bluetooth your microphone to an external source, like a selfie stick or a video stabilizer or a wireless headset.
Okay, cool. Hopefully that answers your question there. Thanks, Kier. Jay says, where is the documentation to refer to from this Zoom intro? We are going to make this video. Once it's done, we'll get it uploaded as a Co-Video, of course. We're going to add it to a blog or to a post on our blog. We will also add it to our YouTube channel. So if you don't already follow us on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel. We've got lots of helpful how-to and best practices on there. So that will be available here in either later today or by Monday. Howie says, does the new software automatically get downloaded when you have the iPhone update notice? I believe so. Yes, if you've got that enabled, it should automatically download for you. If you want it right away, I recommend going in and doing that manually though. Oh my gosh, someone says, I got him beat. I've been a customer since 2008. Thank you, Anonymous. I wish I could call you out by name. Howie says, JM, you should have company stock. You guys can take that up with Jason Price. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, great. Thank you for all the wonderful questions here, guys. I think we've got to the bottom of those. Where are we at on our hour? We're getting pretty darn close. It's Glenn. Thank you, Glenn. Thanks for all your comments and all of your questions here. As I said, we're going to be uploading this recording, making it available so you can continue to use as a resource. As always, use our fantastic support team. Shout out to Kirsten and to Emily Graham. Thank you for leading this, guys. They are the same gals that you're working with day in and day out, answering your chats and your emails and all of that. Another thing I wanted to let you know about some coming soon stuff, so stay tuned. We've got an incredible dev team that's working really hard on stuff like this. A couple things are going to be email scheduling. So that's going to be really fun. It's something that you can do to make your life a whole lot easier. Another thing is, believe it or not, live video. Live videoing is going to be coming soon for all of you. I don't know when that will be, so stay tuned. The other thing, and I just got a sneak peek of this, it's in development, but it's so exciting. It's live chat. What I mean by that is you can enable a feature to be on your video landing page and allow your recipients to chat with you in real time. So you can have CoVideo open, see chats and questions and comments. You can also set away and say, hey, Margaret is out of the office right now, or Margaret usually gets back to chats in 3 minutes, or whatever that might be. So you can engage with people through your video landing page in real time using that live chat. I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on that. A very exciting new big feature. And then, of course, we're always working on making those virtual backgrounds better for you guys. We've got virtual backgrounds that are available on the desktop. We had it on the iPhone and Android, but it wasn't quite right. I have to say, I didn't want to frustrate people and release something that wasn't ready. The audio and the video weren't matching up that great because the quality of the image was so high. So we're working on getting that dialed in, and that'll be coming here soon. Let's see. The video chat is the ticket. Thanks, Jay. Glad you like it. I do too. Doug says, great job. Cool features. All the best. Thank you, Doug. I really appreciate that. That's very sweet. So I think we've come to the end of our questions here, guys. I really appreciate your time. We all do. We hope you love the new mobile app. Get in there, start using it, playing around, and feel free to hit us up if you've got questions. We'll make this available soon, and happy recording. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.